Well, hello, Access Atlanta. You know, it's that time of year where we are celebrating moms, and we have one of my absolute favorite celebrity moms, Miss Cynthia Bailey.
Hi.
How are you?
Yes, favorite. I knew I felt favorite when I walked in here.
Yeah, it's the energy that we're giving. But I mean,
Yes.
you know, it's so funny because I know people always talk about how beautiful you are, which, I mean, on TV we see it, in person it's like, but I mean, you also just have like so many other things going on for you. And I love that we kind of get to see that now. And I'm excited for you because you're really kind of on a whole new journey now.
I am.
So many things going on.
Yes.
Of course, like one of the things, of course, that we'll get into is this Seagram's partnership that you have. We're going to be doing a little taste testing in a little bit.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that. But, you know, back at the time when you were married, you were spending a lot of time in LA. Are you like back in Atlanta for real now? Or?
I am. You know what? I'm still by Coastal.
Okay.
Because my work still takes me out to LA, and my daughter Noelle is in LA as well. So I got to see my child.
You got to do that.
So
because both of you are acting now
too.
Yes.
Yes. My acting career definitely demands for me to be out there. My team is out there. So I pretty much split my time, but I am definitely... I consider Atlanta, I consider Lake Bailey home base. And then I just, set up, to be in LA like maybe a week out of the month or 2 weeks out of the month. But all my stuff is at Lake Bailey. So that's home.
Yes,
that's home
we
again.
love that because Lake Bailey is so, legendary. We saw when you were looking at it, when you got it, when you made it home. So I feel like I'm kind of attached to it too.
I know. It's so funny because everyone loves Lake Bailey. And I think it's all because of what my intentions were when I actually decided to buy my house there. And it was all about peace. And it was all about it was the first time that I did something for me. Lake Bailey is for Cynthia. Everything I feel like I've done in my life, I was like, oh, I'm going to do this because I'm a mom now. I need to do this for Noelle, or I need to do this for my mom. I need to do this for my husband. I need to do this, whatever. Everything was for everyone else. And that was one of the only times I think in my life where I saw something that really just pulled me to it. And I was like, you know what? I'm doing this for me.
That's amazing. And that's so important, especially because, especially in your line of work, you give so much, you're showing so much, you're like giving. So to be able to have something of your own, I'm sure that felt so good.
Yeah. And I feel like as a woman, as a boss, I feel like, I'm so busy working and always focusing on my career and trying to elevate always and sustain, everything that I have going on. Sometimes I forget to treat myself. And, that's why I'm excited to talk about Mother's Day, because it really is just a reminder of not only for the moms out there, but just women in general. I don't want to look at life oh, it's a special day. It's Mother's Day. I'm going to do this for myself. I really want to look at this point in my life at 56. I recently had a birthday.
Happy belated.
Thank you, Jesus. I've lived to see 56. But I'm looking at life differently now at this chapter in my life. I feel like I want to have fun. Every day is a treat. Every day is Mother's Day. Every day is, any day that I want it to be. And it just feels really good because, life is too short. It really is. I know it sounds, very simple, but I wake up and I am just grateful and humble every single day that I get to live another day.
And just speaking about, Mother's Day and just moms, how is your mom? Because I know, at one point in time you shared she was going through some health issues with cancer.
Yes.
So how is your mom doing?
My mom is good.
That's
she is a breast cancer survivor, praise God.
Yes, amen.
We were able to, the doctors, they were able to find it and, get rid of it in a timely fashion. And it was only because she, had her mammogram is how she found out about it, which is why I actually posted about it because I always want to encourage women to take care of themselves and get checked out because I know how easy it is to skip that appointment and you're into a year, 2 years. So I really wanted to make sure I put it out there. Hey, this is how she found it. If you guys are not up to date on your mammograms, please get it checked. And she was able to catch it in time where she didn't have to do chemo. She only did radiation. And it still was mentally, it still was a lot on her.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things for me as the oldest child. I have 2 other siblings. It was the first time I felt like we reversed roles. I became the mom and she was my child.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Very protective. Yeah.
let's lay out the schedule. You have to go to the doctors on this day, da 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 da. You have to go for your treatments on this day. And I was able to, go with her to those appointments because, like, honestly, you forget, like, my mom's older.
Yeah.
Like, you go to Emory and it's like a huge, like you don't even know how to even find the appointment. So
Yes.
just even like
It's overwhelming.
my mom would be overwhelmed with just even finding parking. She's like, okay, I parked now. Where do I go? Where is it? So I was able to, just help her, in the beginning process of just getting that all together and just helping keep her mental positive, because that's one of the things that people don't talk about that much is like, you deal with the whole cancer part, but like the cancer part of it, but mentally she just, as soon as she got the diagnosis, she just went into this dark space, like that she was just going to die. And it just was like, she just went to the negative. And I was like, no, you can't do that. One day at a time. We are going into this with God. We're going to be positive because I believe that so much of your mental affects the outcome of everything else that physically is going on in your life. So I was definitely, I just had to take the reins on that and be like, we got this, let's go. So she is cancer free, thank God.
Amen.
And hopefully, by the grace of God, she'll stay that way.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm glad you talked about that mental aspect of it because I think, a lot of the times when we hear the C word, it's like that big, scary C word, and you immediately think the worst. And
absolutely,
you need people like you or just that support system around you that's going to help you to keep like going and stay positive in that time.
That's definitely a part of the journey and of the healing process is a positive attitude. You have to be optimistic in life, no matter what God throws your way. Like you just have to believe in your heart, like, okay, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down fighting and in the right spirit and with faith.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think is one of the biggest lessons that you still carry with you that your mom has taught you?
I would say probably my work ethic. I think that one of the things that has helped me become really successful is the fact that I show up. I show up and I do the work. In my industry, in the modeling industry, the TV industry, entertainment, just in general, it's a lot of competition. Like these folks out here got choices of who they can work with. And, there's so many, beautiful, talented people that, want a shot. And for someone like myself to be able to start my modeling career at 18 and still at 56, still may be able to model if I want to, not at the back of the gym.
Still. I mean, come on.
But just still be able to keep it going is a true testament to the fact that I think that, if people have a choice, they want someone that, is able to do the job. But they also, I think there's something to be said about actually working with people that you actually like working with and people that show up and people that are professional, people that aren't going to make it harder than it has to be. And I consider myself pretty, I'm professional. I'm like, hey, I was on time today. Was that, matter of fact, I was early, right?
She was early. Let's note that. She was early, okay?
I came with a good attitude, right?
Positive.
The only thing I asked for was some water, right?
That's it. It had to be a certain temperature, but no, I'm just kidding.
But you know what I'm saying? You come in with a good spirit, and I think, people respond to energy. People respect hard work. People respect dedication. They respect integrity. And I try to walk into everything that I do with that mindset. So I think that is my secret to my success in a lot of ways, is just showing up and showing out in a positive way.
Which is such a good thing to take with you throughout life, like you said, because, sometimes you get to a certain status or a certain level, and then you might lose that about yourself. So I think that's such a good positive message that Mom left upon you. What do you want to instill in Noelle, your daughter? We're talking Mother's Day. What do you want her to take most with her?
Wow. I really want Noelle I just want her to be happy.
So simple, but so powerful,
Because here's the thing. No matter how successful she is, no matter what she does in her life, if she's not happy, then I'm not happy.
Yeah.
because she's a part of me. Like when Noelle calls me and she's like, "Hey mom, I just want to call you and tell you that I love you. I'm having the best day today. And I went, I did Pilates and I did this and I went and bought some books or whatever." I'm like, when I get off the phone, I'm like, yes, yes, my child is happy. Like a good day for Noelle is a good day for me. So I really try to just be a part of her peace and her happy.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, going back to mental health and wellness, when you have your children, you want them to be like, hey, we want you to do this and that, whatever. But, we can't live their life for them. And at the end of the day, I would rather have a happy child that is doing the best she can do than have a unhappy, depressed, stressed out child who's doing the most.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's like I don't want to put that on her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that. So, girl, figure out. There's a million ways to make money out here. Figure out what makes you happy. Figure out what you enjoy doing, and figure out how to monetize it. That's it.
Listen, make that money.
Now, because you got to work now, but you don't have to be sad working.
Exactly.
Find you something that you enjoy doing.
That you're happy, that you can be passionate about.
Absolutely.
You know what? I think I want to talk about this Seagram's partnership and this drink that we're going to be having today. Tell me a little bit about how that came about.
Okay. Well, my partnership with Seagram's came about a few years ago. They reached out to my agent and said they were interested in working with me. And I was just like, okay, well, that's kind of cool. And what ended up happening was they offered me an opportunity to create my own signature cocktail, the Peach Bellini, which you guys got an opportunity to see on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. There was a lot of drama around that.
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything. But,
I know we can roll a clip on that part. But the launch was very successful. But girl, what I tell you, I was in the hot seat all night because that was when my girl Kenya Moore wasn't on the show, and I invited her to come to the launch, and I was, besties with Nene at the time, and Kenya told me she wasn't coming, so I didn't really mention to Nene. Kenya shows up, and she felt like because they weren't getting it was just a mess.
Yeah,
but
it felt like a setup. It was a whole thing.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Okay, because I had no problem telling her. If I knew she was coming, I'd be like, hey, you know what? You're going to be mad, but can you come?
But
now, this is my night. Now, I'm sure everyone's had a situation where they have, friends that don't get along. And it's like, when it's my day, y'all got one job. You got 3 hours to be on the other side of the room from each other and just get along. So anyway, outside of that, the launch was super successful, and the Peach Bellini has gone on to be one of the #1 top flavors from Seagram 6 Gates.
Yes.
So I'm super, super proud of that. And I think, again, going back to hard work, once I met with the team, I made it very clear that I wanted to be a part of the creative, and I wanted to really do this with them. Like I didn't, a lot of times some celebrities, they just want to sit back and be like, okay, where's my check, whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I'm going to, what stores are we going to?
Hands on.
I'm at the gas stations, signing autographs. But I tell you, wherever Seagram's is sold, I am there. And it's been such an amazing partnership. They have, what I love that we've been able to do is incorporate a women's empowerment movement within this partnership. And we were able to do it before COVID, and now we're getting ready to start back going on the road, doing some more of our tours. And, they support Seagram's also. We do initiatives to support Black-owned businesses. So we're doing a lot of great things together. So I'm hopeful that this partnership is going to go on and on and on for many more years to come, because there's still so many things that I want to do. And, they're just really, really great to work with. And I think that I may be getting another flavor soon.
Oh, breaking news.
I'll come back and talk about that when that happens.
I mean, you have that going on. I mean, you're also stepping into this other role of actress, which I know you had talked about it being kind of new to you, but you just did this movie Under His Influence, which was, if you haven't seen it, definitely
so good.
Mama Cent, and it will turn into 50 Cent.
I did, right?
But I mean, so good. Talk to me about jumping into this acting journey, what that looks like for you.
Listen, wow. Transitioning from reality star to an actress has been amazing, and also a lot of work at the same time, because a lot of times what happens is when you come from reality TV into the acting world, amongst the actors out there, the respect isn't there because they're like, oh, here comes this little reality star thinking she's going to come over here and act after we've been over here doing the work for all these many years. So
that was definitely going to be one of my questions. Are people like...
Oh, no, for sure. And I get it. Noel's dad is an actor. Leon is an actor. He played David Ruffin in Temptations, one of our favorite movies.
Ain't nobody coming to see you,
Otis. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis, okay? So I have been around and lived with and have a child with a thespian of, one of the greats, okay? So Mr. Leon Robinson. So I always respected the craft. I always respected the work because I saw how he had the process that he went through to transition into David Ruffin. I was like, oh, wow, so you're going to be David Ruffin all day for the next 3 months? Like,
he didn't come out of character.
He never came out of character until they wrapped. And I remember I just had Noel and we were out in LA with him when he was filming. And if I said, oh, Leon, can you grab me the spice rum? He would just walk right past me and I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. David, would you please grab me the spice rum? And he would get it. He dressed the part. He dressed from that era the entire time. And at the time, I was like still modeling. So I was just like, can you just come out of character for 5 minutes? What is going on? But now, as I have started my own acting career, I get it. When I book a role, from the moment I book it, I immediately start, breaking down the character, how I want to play the character, how I want to wear my hair, if I even feel like the character would wear perfume or not, if she would have her nails done or not. So, I get it, and I'm excited about this transition. It's not easy, trust and believe. I definitely go into every project trying to overprove myself in a lot of ways because it's important to me to have the respect of the director, the producer, the team, my fellow actors and actresses. I don't want them to feel like I'm just coming in and I'm not really serious about being a part of the story that we're telling. So yeah, I mean, it's going, by the grace of God, it's been going great, but I definitely go in like, please, I don't need anything because sometimes I'll show up and, maybe, some of the people in the cast may be fans of the show and they'll be like, oh my God, Cynthia. I'm like, I'm an actress today. I don't want no special treatment. When we wrap, we'll do all that stuff. But once I get there, I am super, super focused. And I'm excited. I feel like I can definitely have I'm on my way. I'm going to go ahead and manifest it because I'm big on manifestation.
Got to do that.
I am going to have a very successful acting career because it's something that I want. And it's something that I think if I do the work, then I can become very, very good at. So I'm excited about
I will
this next
touch and
chapter.
agree on that. Okay.
Yes, come on, manifestation, because you have to.
Yeah.
Everything that I do in my life, I manifest it, I pray for it, I work hard for it as well. And I feel like, and I come with the right attitude when the door does open to give me an opportunity.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I live by is truly, what's for me is just for me. And I don't look at if I don't get something, I wasn't supposed to get it. It wasn't for me. And that when you have that attitude, you always feel like you're always winning because God's not going to give you anything you're not supposed to have. Because if he gave you this, he may have had something bigger or may have something bigger for you. And you can't get it because you're over here focusing on this.
On the wrong thing.
So I look at everything. Hey, wake up in the morning. First thing out of my mouth is not my will, God's will be done. When I lay my head on my pillow at night, not my will, God's will be done.
Now, has Leon give you any advice on acting and like?
A little bit. A little bit. He can give me a little more now.
Now, Leon,
he can give me a little bit more now. I think for him, for someone who is such an established actor,
right.
I think, he was kind of like, okay, so you're acting now. Let me just see how serious I think he wanted to see how serious I was about it now. And now that he's seen me doing some things, he's like, oh, wow, okay, that's great. Okay, you're really doing this. So, I mean, he's pretty busy. So it's like, at some point I may have to call him and be like, hey, can you do this self-tape with me? Can you do this with me? Can you do this audition with me? But he's super supportive of everything that I do. But I try not to bother Mr. Ruffin unless it's like I get a crazy big part. I haven't gotten a big lead part or anything like that yet. But when I do, because we're manifesting that, when I do, David Ruffin gonna have to definitely help me out a little bit more than he has. He's been supportive, but he's gonna help. He's gonna have to do a little bit more. All right, Leon. If you're watching.
Leon, you heard it here now. That's Mama Cynth talking. Okay, you know what? I think we are going to try and get into this drink.
Let's get into it.
So we're going to come up a little bit. I have my little stuff on the side, you know.
Okay.
We're going to grab that. Okay, now I have the recipe because, you know.
And I know it by heart.
And I was going to ask, do you like go by these like actual recipes?
Yes. But see, here's the great thing about Seagram's Escapes cocktails.
Okay.
They're all customizable. So, like, you have your strawberries and
Some
your watermelon.
watermelon.
Like, if you like blackberries or blueberries or oranges, lemons, whatever, cranberries, whatever you want to put. Like, fruit-wise, you do you with the fruit. Okay. So, basically, it starts off, this is we have our Mother's Day drink. It's called the tropical sangria. And I love a good sangria.
Hello?
A white sangria, a red sangria, any kind of sangria. So what makes, this is our twist on the sangria. So the star of this drink is the Jamaican Me Happy. Now, we would love to be in Jamaica for Mother's Day, but for everybody that can't, like I won't be able to be there because I'll be working. This is probably about as close to Jamaica as I'm going to get.
Listen, okay, yeah, we'll take that. We got some fruit. We got a little bit of everything.
So we're going to pour... Just pour the whole thing in here.
I mean, listen, we have 3 bottles.
Oh, you know what? We're going to have to put a little bit more. Okay, because it's Friday.
It's Friday.
We're going to have this drink today. This is my little...
We got a 3rd bottle, too.
Yeah, okay, we're going to do that as well.
I love that you're just going with this.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I'm not the bartender. I have the setup.
No, I got this. This is what I do.
Make it work. I got the spoon. I can stir.
Okay, you can stir. You can have more. And I'll let you dump the fruit in. So,
I can do that.
Okay, you can
make it a mess.
You can put fruit in however much you want.
Should I just do all of it, you think?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All of it.
Yeah, there you go. Like I said, you can. It's your drink. Whatever you want to do.
Watermelon.
Watermelon in there.
Let's do a little bit of this. All right. Guys, if I make a mess, we'll edit this part out. All right. Get some watermelon in there.
Yeah, go put it all in there.
You know what?
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Now, next we have some spiced rum, and since we're doing a whole pitcher, basically just put it into your own taste. Like
Cynthia says she's going for it, okay?
Right. We're going to taste this rum in here, okay? And then this is our white wine.
Okay, perfect.
And then we just, pour whatever we want to. On the recipe, when you guys go to SeagramsEscapes.com, they have the recipe there. And we only suggest how we feel like you should make the drink.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly. Now, if you want to put less than what we put, that's fine. We got some lightweights out there. So if you want to put less,
lightweight.
If we say half a cup, you can just go less than that. But we got some heavyweights.
Now we're going heavyweight.
You put a whole cup of vodka and the rum in there, whatever you want to do. So you can stir this up.
Okay,
and then we're going to taste this bad.
As I throw off my spoon, y'all don't mind me.
Okay.
Don't mind me.
Okay,
we're going to grab it again. We're going to grab it again.
Okay.
Clearly, I'm not a bartender.
Stir it
Let's
up.
get this all
Doesn't
stirred
it look
up.
good?
And what I love too, though, about this, because obviously, as I said, I'm not a bartender, it's easy to make.
5 minutes. I don't even think it took 5 minutes.
No, it took more time for me
minutes.
grabbing it off the side of the camera.
Absolutely. Look how great it looks.
But yeah, that looks amazing.
Your glasses, it looks like so pretty, like for your guests. They're like, you serve this, they're like, oh my God.
Right, like, oh my God, you did all this for me?
Exactly. And then you can put your garnish, you put a little lemon wedge on top, and it looks like super pretty, like you've been
really, I've been working hard on this drink. Now we edit it back in. Okay. I'm tired. I've been working hard on this drink.
It basically took 2 minutes to make this, so it's super easy. And
this is what I love, though. Like I said, it's easy to make. It's cute. Like, it's colorful. Like,
I love it.
Let's cheers to that. Since we're cheersing and having our little time, let's jump into some girl chat. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my goodness. See how she gave me, make sure we had a drink first before we got slid into the girls' chat? Okay.
It's all part of a bigger plan.
Okay, here we go.
So Cynthia is officially single. Is Cynthia ready to mingle?
Cynthia is definitely ready to mingle.
Really?
Yes.
Are we dating?
Well, so here's the thing. All right, so...
Oh my God. Wait, this is really good.
Isn't it good?
This is really good.
I'm not rushing into anything. Mm-hmm. However, I do believe that God is moving my steps. Mm-hmm. And I think that if he has somebody out there for me, he's moving their steps. And if they come this week, can I meet them? It is what it is. If they come in 2 years, it is what it is. I don't believe in like, oh, I need to like just be by myself for like 2 years, whatever. I'm 56 years old. I'm not trying to have a hot girl summer at 60. Okay. I gotta get back out there. I can only live with so much grass growing underneath my feet. I am good. I've done a lot of work on myself. I'm continuing to work on myself. I'm pouring all of my love and energy into myself right now. So I'm excited about the possibility of meeting someone at some point and, sharing some of this good love with them. It doesn't have to be a marriage. I've been married twice, but I'm not saying I would never get married again. It really honestly just depends on who God has for me this time around.
Okay, so you're open to...
Third time is a charm. We'll see.
Third time's a charm for Cynthia Bailey.
But if not, hey, you know what? Again, God is moving my steps. I am a Pisces woman. I am a lover of love. I'm always on a quest for love. Everything I do still comes back to love at the end of the day. Yeah. So I'm never going to give up on love. But do I have to get married again? If it works for us, whoever I meet, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I love the idea of having, a partner, someone to travel with, someone to hang out with, someone to watch, TV with, like all of that stuff. That gets lonely, as a single woman at this point in my life. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I'm actually so good with myself. When it comes, and I'll be excited for it. But I am patient, but at the same time, I'm on alert now. When I walked in here, I looked at that bar. I was like, is anybody here at the bar? Okay, let me just walk on over here and sit down then. I am definitely woke and on alert. But I am, just letting God organically move my steps and bring to me whoever he feels like.
Exactly. And that's good to know that you're still open to the idea of marriage.
100%.
Sometimes people get so tainted, because they of divorce.
No, I don't regret any of my marriages. I don't regret any of my relationships. Those men were all a part of my story. They were a part of my journey. And I've grown and become better with each man and each experience. So I don't live life with regrets. Yeah. Like, it's all a part of my story. It's all a part of the journey for me.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, when is the last time you went on a date? Was it last night?
Actually, I have a date tonight.
Well, wait a minute. I'm going to need some more drinks.
Well, but it's hard, though, because...
Especially someone in your status, too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like hard for me to go places on dates because if I'm seen with anyone, it's
because somebody's like
on the blogs, everybody has their phones out, and I'm like, wait, this is just like dinner. Like I'm just getting to know this person. Please don't put me on blast right now. This is not my man. And anyone I'm with is like, oh, Cynthia Bailey seen out with so and so. So I am creeping, girl. When I tell you, please send me a list of any back rooms, any places where no one's gonna be with phones. Like it's pretty much come down to like they have to come to my house or I go to their house. Like it's pretty hard in Atlanta or anywhere I go, to be honest, in the world at this point. Yes, to really be, hang out with someone and for it to not be, a thing, even if it's not a thing. But I'm not. I haven't met anyone that I am, serious about yet. But I've met a couple of really cool guys.
Oh, we'll have to check back in tomorrow after the date.
Trust and believe. But see, now here's the thing. I think one of the things about not being a housewife anymore, I don't really have to share my personal life anymore.
You don't, but the thing is, like you said, people are going to share it for you. Anytime you're out, even if the camera crew is not there, there's a camera crew there. Somebody is following your every step.
I know. It's so true. But like when I look back, in my past relationships, like I'm always so happy and so excited when I'm in a relationship. Yeah. And I'm always like posting, like, yeah, this is a relationship. I'm so in love. I'm so happy. And I remember, like, I'm still single. So Valentine's Day, I was like on Instagram and I was so triggered because I just saw all these happy couples and was like, oh my God, whatever. And I was like, was that me? Like, did I like wear you guys out that much?
It was you.
Like my sister was like, girl, do not be hating on these people. If you were in a relationship, we would have had, like when I tell you, I would have had a real I would have had baby pictures of the man posting my baby pictures. I was like,
what is our baby
when
gonna look like?
I apologize to you guys because I know when I'm in a relationship, I wear you guys out. But I was like low key like a hater. I was like, why do they have? Is everybody gonna post their husband on Valentine's Day? We get it. You're married. We get it. You're happy. I was like, oh, I'm being a hater because I was exactly the same way. But I said all that to say, with this next one, God willing, that he's going to bring me somebody now. I don't know if I'm going to be so, like, doing the WAP on social media with my man. Like, I think I may I won't
keep some things private.
A little bit. Now, y'all might get a glimpse of him, but I'm not going to wear y'all out the way
so
I
no
normally do.
billboards in downtown. That's taking it a little too far.
I'm not going to have a t-shirt with his picture on it, okay?
Or socks.
Okay. Oh my God. I was like, Cynthia Bailey, like, really?
It's okay though, because I think it's something to be said about people who love hard because that's so rare nowadays. Everybody's like trying to act like, oh, I don't care. You don't have to text me. You don't have to call me.
I'm in. Like, I'm the type of woman, it takes a minute to get my attention. Mm-hmm. Like, and now it's like, it's hard for me to meet people. I never meet people in the airport, on planes. Like,
where do you meet? Do they slide into your DMs? I get on the airplane.
Like, nobody ever keeps sitting next to me on the airplane. I'm like, okay, that is only in the movies. Like, that just doesn't happen. I fly all the time. I should have been sitting next to somebody, but never happens for me. So
that's because, like, where does Cynthia Bailey meet people? Like, you can't. Do they slide into your DMs?
Well, they slide into my DMs, but
really?
I really wasn't like checking my DMs like that. Yeah, to be honest,
you get so much. I'm sure.
I have a pretty big following. Mm-hmm. Although most of my following are women, but like I was like, okay, well, let me go in here and check these DMs, and I was like, oh,
all those requests.
Okay. I had to vet it out a little bit. I was like, okay, but I found a couple of gems in there. I was like, all right.
Really?
So I was like, and then it's like, what are the rules? Because I'm like, again, I'm 56, so I'm old school. Like, I'm not used to, I'm like, just pick up the phone and call me at some point. Like, all this texting and dry texting and breadcrumbing. I'm like, do you like me or not? Do you want to go to date or not? You better just ask me. So once I do start to communicate, if they like, they have to like, they can't just DM one thing and that's it. They got to be consistent because I'm not going to respond usually to the first time. Okay. But then
take notes. Listen, consistency.
One DM, but you think you're going to slide in and put a little fire emoji on one shot. That's not going to get it. Okay. I'm going to need you to be consistent. I'm going to need about 3 fire emoji shots that you put in for you to put in my DM. Mm-hmm. And you to say, hello, I would like to meet you one day or whatever it is that you want to say. Yeah. And then even then I may be like, okay, well, let me marinate on it for a minute. Mm-hmm. And then if they're still there, then I'll respond eventually and just say, hi, nice to meet you. Yeah. Whatever. And then if they act like they have some sense and respond back, because all this non-responding, because just because I waited don't mean you get to wait 5-6 days. It
becomes a game, right? It's like, now you have to wait.
I just want to make sure they're serious. Like, right. I don't have time to sit up and go back and forth on my DMs with people who are just playing games. So yeah. Once they start communicating with me, I know they're not playing games because I've had people in my DMs for years who I've just responded to this year, and they were like, "Thank God!" Like, I've been
tell us more.
Well, I'm just saying. Like, once I actually responded to certain people, mm-hmm. I look back and I was like, "Whoa, they DM me in like 2015." I was like, "No response, no response."
Stop, and I didn't realize in 2023.
Girl, I wasn't checking it. I don't even know what I was doing in 2015, but I knew I wasn't checking my DMs. So anyway, wow. And then if I feel comfortable mm-hmm. with the person, then I'll say, you know what, here's my number. Let's just text me normal. And then you got maybe 2 days of texting. And if that makes sense, it's like, I need to hear a voice. Yeah. I need to see what your phone chemistry is like. Because I'm not getting ready to go out for a coffee with you if I don't talk to you first. Not through a text or a DM. I'm not doing that. I need to hear a voice. I need to almost FaceTime. Okay, let me see the background. You got a house? You live in a tent? What's going on? We're FaceTiming, but when I say I'm all up in your background, is your house clean? Because I ain't going nowhere with a nasty man.
Is the mattress on the floor?
Okay. This is an apartment or a house. Okay? What's happening?
What is that? The next guy, what does that look like for you? What do you think? What kind of man is that?
Well, I don't have a type.
Okay.
I don't have a type.
Because you
all
don't.
over the place.
You definitely, now that she's mentioned it, you don't.
Girl, I do not have a type, so I don't know what he looks like. All I know is
internally,
he has to be. I would like for him to be someone that is whole, that has his own thing going on.
Okay.
Successful. I ain't saying he got to be, the most successful, but he got to be able to hold his own.
Yeah.
I would prefer for him to have a lot more than I have, but I'll meet him halfway. I'm a fair person. You got yours, I got mine. We can work it out. We can build together. I would like someone kind of around my age, but they can't, I don't act my age. I'm 56, but I don't act 56. I have a young spirit. I like to have fun. I like to travel. I like to do things. So if he's older, he can't be acting old. He got to have a young spirit. He got to be at the gym 3 days a week with me. We're going to have to be trying to preserve all this greatness over here.
Okay.
So, but I'm not opposed to a younger guy. I'm not, because I actually get a lot more response from younger men.
Stop. Now, how young? Like
too damn young.
Ooh, not in the 20s.
Well, no, not 20s.
Okay.
But definitely young 30s. Definitely.
Really?
And they're a lot more aggressive than the older ones. They definitely step right up. They have confidence. They're like, hi, can I buy you a drink? I'm like, huh. You're really young.
What is the youngest you think you would go, though? I'm saying, fellas, I'm trying to help you out. I'm getting all the details.
I wouldn't want to go younger than, I really don't want to go younger than 40.
Okay.
But I definitely don't want to go younger than 35.
Yeah.
And I got some folks between 35 and 40 who are definitely shooting their shot. And I'm like, I don't know.
They're going to see this and I got a chance a little bit.
But I do, part of me, I do feel like age does not determine your maturity. Mm-hmm. I don't think
very
so.
True.
Because I've dated some very immature old men, okay? Some very mature young men. Mm-hmm. So it just depends on the individual. Yeah. But if I have a preference, that man is definitely, if I have a preference, he's a black man. He is someone that is successful. He is someone that is God-loving. He has to be a man of God. He has to be spiritual. He has to be a good communicator. He has to 100% accept my package, which is Noelle. He has to definitely get along with my daughter and make her feel comfortable and love her just as much as he loves me. And he has to be, you know what? I never prayed for this. I just started praying for this year in a man. He has to be nurturing. I want to be nurtured. I'm a nurturer, but I want that reciprocity back on me now.
But what's so interesting is you don't really hear that quality a lot when we're talking about men. So that's interesting that you bring that up.
Nurturing. I forgot that for many years, and I kept thinking, what's missing? I was like, I want because as soon as you're my man, I'm like, my
man.
You want me to cook? You want me to feed? What you want? And I was like, why have I not attracted that? So I want to be nurtured as well.
Yeah.
And that's on my list now. And that's something that's important to me. And I want someone that's honest. And I want someone that is committed to, working on themselves to just be better and better. Yeah. And, someone that's interested in elevating, mentally, spiritually, physically, just in every part of their life,
Yeah.
That's what I'm attracted to.
I love that.
Yeah. And somebody that's nice. I like a nice, kind person.
Yes.
Someone that's just a good guy. Yeah.
I love that for you.
Time for these good guys to win.
The good guys, listen, they need to make a comeback.
Listen, absolutely. Because I'm a good girl. I'm a good person at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
I really, really, truly am. And I feel like, I think it's so sexy when a guy is just sweet and kind, and not just to me, to everybody, my crew, everybody,
Yeah, that's important too, because sometimes it could be just to you, and then you see the way they treat other people.
And I love a man that, opened the door for me, and I'm like, I'm a boss. Yeah. I'm like, I at the door. If anything, I'm probably opening the door for him. Like, because I'm like very, I am a little bit of a control freak. So I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing, whatever. So a lot of times before they can even open the door, I'm already in the car. Like, oh, okay, let me get out so you can open the door so I can get back in. I'm like, so after they showed the intention of wanting to do that for me, after about the third or fourth day, I'm like, can I just get in the car?
Thank you, boo.
Like, this is so sweet. But can you just get in the car and I get in the car and can we just go?
Yeah.
And because I'm like, again, it's the thought that counts for me. Once I know you want to do those things, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But you don't, have to do all that stuff for me.
Listen, take notes, fellas. I just gave you everything you need. Date tomorrow. Well, let's transition back to a little bit of kind of like what you're doing now. And I feel like, of course, we saw you on Ultimate Girls Trip, which was so interesting because I do want to ask, how do you, I guess, maneuver back with friends when something happens on the show? Because, of course, you're friends with Kenya and a couple other girls on the show.
Yes.
But you guys kind of went through it.
Girl, when I tell
like
you,
period, went through it on.
Oh my God. Okay, first of all, I'm in, menopause. I'm 56. Like, mood-wise, like, I was definitely going through some stuff. I'm still going through some stuff because I just started going through all of that, like, in the past 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. And I just was like, I'll just say I was going through a lot of things. Okay. And, I started that trip with, like, Kenya's my girl. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, we getting ready to have fun. This getting ready to be easy. We getting ready to just go be us and them. And then I felt like the energy changed. And it just made me feel some kind of way. It hurt my feelings. Yeah. So, and then once I kind of got in my funk, it was just kind of hard to get out of it. And I just was like, okay. And, if I wasn't on a trip that was being filmed for a TV show, I would have just left the trip.
But you were at work.
But I was at work and Mom had to get a bag. So I was like, okay, so how many more days I got? Yeah. So that was really tough for me because, again, it's like, some people are, their relationship is more like on the show when they're filming and stuff. But, we have Kenya and I have a great relationship, outside of the show as well. Right. She's someone that, I would call if I needed advice. I would do a trip with her. So she's my girl. So we went through that. And what I did was, for me, I had to just take a pause on that friendship. Okay. And, we did have a very, very amazing conversation when I was ready to talk about it. And she was very giving and she was listening. She was, she listened to me. I feel like she heard me. And then, I let her speak and, I listened to her and I heard her. But we took, I think sometimes you just have to give yourself space. And I needed to just give that situation space. I needed to give myself space. I needed to set healthy boundaries in my friendships. I needed to just kind of figure out, like, because I don't want to be, like, I'm not the kind of person that, like, blames people for, like, things in my life. It's like I needed to sit with myself and be like, okay, so what do I need to be working on to not be in these type of situations? What do I need to do to show up better in my friendships or whatever? And what do I not need to do when it comes to what are my deal breakers? What relationships and friendships no longer serve me? And once I thought about that and I prayed about that, we were able to eventually, get back on the same page. But we took a break. It was a couple of years. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you have to not only
let that thing marinate.
It was good in time.
No, let me turn it over. Let me turn the steak on this side. Now I got to marinate on this side. But I'm really glad that I did, and now we're good. Like I'll probably see her hopefully this week. We usually try to make time to sit down and have dinner. I don't see her as much or any of the ladies. I love Candy and a bunch of the other ladies on the show. Because when you're working with them, we see each other all the time. Yeah. And my acting schedule,
she is keeps me busy.
Keeps me on the road as well. So when I am in Atlanta, I have to say the ladies are always like, "Are you in town? All right, let's do dinner. Let's do that." So they've done a great job of keeping in touch. And my friendship with Kenya with Twirl is very much intact. I love her, but friends have to go through stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the true test of any friendship is whether or not you're able to go through things and actually come back together. And, everyone doesn't fight for friendships. And I feel like in that situation, she definitely made it very known to me that, she cared about our friendship. And,
That's good.
in time, we have come back together.
That's good, especially because you have to like not only live through it, but then you're watching it months later, and then
girl.
that rehashes everything, and then it's like, oh my
Child.
gosh. So, but it's good that you guys came back together. And of course, speaking of just the ladies in Atlanta, I'm sure you're gonna get this probably in every interview until the end of time. Is there ever gonna be a time where you come back as an official peach holder, not just a friend of the Real Housewives?
God, if I got $1 every time I got asked that question. I will never say never, but I will definitely say not right now. Okay. I'm really enjoying this chapter of my life. I'm really enjoying having the time to really focus on my acting career because I know that I will have success with this. It's just like when I first started reality TV, I didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of jumped on the show and it's like, okay. And I was able to do it successfully for over a decade. And I look back on it, I'm like, that's what's up. And I like how, it was a full circle moment for me. Like I went out on top and I did it my way, and I can look at the different, things that I went through. And over all those years, Noelle was 8 years old, and just my life.
No, we grew up with Noelle, legit.
And I can actually look back and be proud of the way I actually handled myself, because it's not easy doing reality TV. And I don't think, 50 Cent really only came out maybe once or twice. Okay. Now everybody get one 50 Cent day now. Okay, now if you're nice for 10 years and you have 1 year where you act a fool, now y'all have to just give me a pass on that. Because some people act a fool the whole time you're on there. Woo. So
yeah, about that. Okay, so speaking of your friendships, are any friendship there with Nene at all?
You know what? We are in. I saw Nene. When was the last time I saw her? I think I saw her at Portia's wedding. And anytime I run into Nene, she's nothing but nice. And I was like that was my girl. So when I see her, I'm always like, hey, hi, how are you? You know what I mean? I respect where we are as friends, and I'm completely fine with it. But it just would be crazy to see her somewhere and not speak. Like, that's just crazy. Like, it's not that deep for me. Like, we didn't break off to the point where I was like, hey, I don't want to see this woman coming. Like, I still root for her. I still pray for her. When her son was having some health issues, I reached out. When Greg was going through his transition, I reached out. If anything that's going on that I feel like I need to reach out, I'm going to reach out. And I'm not blocked. Yes. On Instagram or my phone, so I still can text the woman. So that says a lot that I actually still have access. So we're good, and it's all love when we see each other.
That's good. So what's next? What are we looking at next for Cynthia Bailey? I know you're on this acting journey. What can we look forward to?
What's next? I love that question, because it always feels like no matter how much we do it, it's like, well, what else you doing? It's like
it's always something next.
Running 30 things over here. Nothing else is next. No, okay, what else is next? I'm excited to continue my partnership with Seagram Escapes, and
this is amazing
to continue to do bigger and better things with them, and just grow within that partnership. Excited about that. But one of the things that I do want to share with you is my health and wellness journey. That is something that, like, it's not one of those things like, okay, well, let me just get fine for the summer. Like, this is a life change for me. I feel so much better mentally, physically, like I'm stronger, like I can actually walk up my stairs to my bedroom and not be winded. You know what I'm saying? Because I would get up, like, literally it's sad. I walk from one flight of stairs up and get up there and be like, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, it shouldn't be this way.
Like, jogging upstairs, doing jumping jacks when I get up there. So with that said, I want to put together a women's health and wellness retreat where we go like whatever island, Costa Rica, whatever I decide, once a year for like a weekend. And we have all the health and wellness experts, spiritual folks, anybody that's going to pour into women. Because I think what happens with women, especially successful women, especially entrepreneurs and bosses and all that stuff, we don't take care of ourselves like we need to.
Get so busy.
Because we're so busy trying to, becoming successful is part one. Staying successful is when the real work starts.
Yep.
And we're so busy trying to keep it going all the time. Like, unless we get sick, we're not even going to the doctor half the time. So, and I'm very guilty of that. And I work with, I'm blessed enough to really, most of my circle is other successful women. Because that's what I try to surround myself around, is other people that's doing things, because I constantly need motivation and inspiration. And when I sit down with my friends, I'm like, okay, I am a bomb and I need to be doing more. You're doing everything, especially Candy. When I sit down with Candy, I'm like,
I'm just exhausted.
I basically do nothing, and you do 800 million things. Like, seriously, Candy. Like, I tell her all the time. I go on her, like, anytime I feel like, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna take a day off and relax today. Go on Instagram, I go to Candy's page. I'm like, well, so much for my day off. I got to get up and make it happen. Candy's doing 800 million things, and I know she's tired. And I know she's way tighter than I am. So I want to talk about. I want to encourage women and motivate women and inspire women to pour back into themselves in every way. Like, I want to talk about menopause, and I want to have, experts there, specialists there to show us, what's out there for us to navigate that process. I don't want to be moody and mad and mean because I'm going through menopause. I'm like,
but that's good,
so
though, because a lot of people don't want to talk. A lot of women don't shy away from their age period.
Absolutely. But I've always been that's how 50 Cent was created. Right. I was like, it was my 50th birthday. I celebrated for 50 days. I had an event on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and all the girls came as different versions of me. I ran toward 50. Now 56, it stopped being fun after actually by 53. Because I was still closer to the 50 side. Now 56, so okay, I don't really have to turn that hard for my birthday like I've been doing. It hit a little different than 55, because at least 55 was still it's still in the middle. Yeah. It's not that close to 60 yet. But I've always been transparent about my life, and I'm always post about I've been super transparent about what I'm doing with my life. So this is a part of my new life. This is my new life. I'm committed to feeling better and, being better, and not just looking good on the outside. Like, I need these knees to get stronger. Okay.
Man, cause
when I do find a man, he gonna be in trouble when he come over here. Because I got energy, okay? I don't want to be tired when God finally give me my man, okay? I want to be like, oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. So, Cynthia Bailey's Health and Wellness Retreat coming soon to an island near you somewhere. I want to do it once a year. And I think it's great because I would go to something like that at this point in my life, where I can just reboot and reset spiritually, mentally, emotionally, get all this information, because it's like we have so much access to information, but there's still so much stuff I don't know. Like, as a matter of fact, it was Kenya. I was having dinner with her, and I was talking about, I'm doing this and that, but I just feel really tired and da-da-da. And I forget, I'm so busy. I should be tired, but I was like, no, I'm feeling extra tired. And she was like, have you had your testosterone checked? And I was like, what? My testosterone? I was like, no, I never knew I should check that. Got it checked, and it was super, super, super low. So then I got a treatment, a pellet that they, and put in my back or whatever. And I feel so much better. But just even that, if I hadn't been sitting there with her having sushi, I wouldn't have known, and I would have been still walking around here tired and dealing with, the other symptoms of having low testosterone. When I wanted, when I found out, I was like, I just wanted immediately to tell women all over, okay, has everybody had their testosterone checked? Is your vitamin D low? Let's just all talk about what we have going. And that was it. My testosterone was low, my vitamin D was low. So I take vitamin D, and I have my pellet, and I feel a lot better. But it's it's so much stuff that we can do when we have the knowledge and the information to feel good, especially as you get older. Your health has to become a priority as you get. It should be a priority anyway, but it really becomes a priority as you get older, for sure, because it's only going older from that point. You ain't gonna get no younger now. You're gonna keep getting, it's gonna keep getting, you're gonna keep getting older. So that's what I want to do. And for me, it's I was thinking about, over the holidays, I was like, what can I do? I always try to go into a new year with a plan and just think about what I want to bring to the year. And I thought, you know what? I want to be able to do something where I can help other people, but still be able to monetize it because, my time is money now. I ain't gonna be able to just help everybody for free.
We got bills to pay.
Y'all gonna get the help, and I'm gonna get the help, and I'll be compensated for my time, but I'm still helping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, when I get to the Oprah level, I can just do some stuff for free. But at this point, I'm single by myself and still working, trying to keep my lights on. So I ain't gonna be able to do too much free stuff right now. But I thought, you know what? That is a great way. The gift of feeling good, the gift of life, the gift of having a good life, feeling good about your life, living your life. Like there's some that people are alive, but not everybody's living. And I know what that feels like. And when you sit in front of me and you go on my Instagram, you're like, oh, she's living. I am living my life. I'm like, I've read somewhere, somebody said something to me and it really put it into perspective. They said, if I'm lucky, I have 25 more summers. And I was like, 25 more summers? When I tell you, that hit me like a truck. Okay? I was like, okay, you know what? From this day on, I'm living. I'm living my life. I started simplifying my life. Some of my businesses that weren't thriving the way they needed to and they were stressful, I was like, done. These are the things I'm going to focus on so I can have time to live. Like I was so busy and overwhelmed and stressed out with work, even if and I have some fabulous friends. If I got the call, be like, hey girl, we're going to Dubai for 2 weeks. You want to go? I'd be like, girl, I want to go, but I can't go because I got this, I got that, I got to do this. Now, I've cleared all that up. Let somebody call me. I don't care if we just going to Texas. I can go. We don't even have to go to Dubai. Where are we going for 2 weeks?
Texas.
Listen, wherever we're going.
Yeah, no, you got to live your life.
Available. I can make myself available to actually live and do things and go places. What am I working for if I don't have time to enjoy the fruit of my labor?
Absolutely. You know what? Cheers to living life.
Yes.
Cheers to this acting journey that you're on, this health and wellness journey that you're on. Cheers to you being an amazing mom, having an amazing mom and good health. That's so important as well. So, you know what? Cheers to all of that. And cheers to a good Seagram's drink that is so easy to make.
Tropical Sangria, you guys have to try it. Literally takes 2 minutes. It is so delicious, and we couldn't have made it easier. You just basically put in what you like in, and these are our suggestions.
Stir it all up. Yeah. Cynthia, thank you so much.
Oh,
we wish you the best, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you more on that big screen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
Another
so much.
cheers.
Cheers. This was so much fun.
Good.
When I say we have laughed and kikied up in here.